Hi everyone, this is Alex Buttler, founder of the platform Pixels of Business Structure. And today I'll give you a new statistical eyes. You see shop windows, you see sellers, customers and buyers there. In general, this is about how it looks, which is actually normal. But if we look at how we see this world, we see it a little differently. We don't see people, but attempts. We are not seeing a flow, but statistical indicators. We don't see a store, but a funnel, and the whole world is a statistical reality, where probability coefficients are appealed, which is absorbed into the store with a certain conversion rate, where each booklet has its own performance indicators. And numbers are above everything. That's the kind of vision you get when you start doing business. But this vision is extremely useful, because as you start thinking with indicators, as soon as you start thinking with statistics, the business will no longer be incomprehensible to you. You will understand that there are numbers that can be measured and influenced. Let's say you're in business. You sell, for example, curtains or some kind of armchairs or office chairs. Will you be able to answer the question using numerical indicators? How many incoming calls do you have per day? From what sources do customers call you? Of those who called, how many of them will buy from you? What is the average purchase amount? Very often, you can hear people saying that the clients are not the same anymore, or the times are not the same now. And it's impossible to speak the language of logic with them. Therefore, the first thing you should do, the only thing that we can guide it by in business, the first stage is numbers, mathematics and statistics. Can you tell us for sure how many people visit your store per unit of time? If you take up this issue, if you set up a camera that will record everything that happens, then fast forward the number of people who have visited you, subtract from there those people who have visited again, you will already get numbers that you can rely on. In any case, they mean that is how many attempts your store has been able to generate over the past month. If you continue counting the numbers of visitors, you will see that the figure will fluctuate, but the fluctuation will be predictable. You can clearly measure the number of people who have been made purchase from you. You can also clearly measure the average purchase amount. To do this, you need to divide all the revenue by the number of customers. You will see the specific value of the average receipt. Your brain will resist. For some reason, you will remember this video as you move away from the issue of measuring metrics day by day. You will know that it's necessary to measure them, but you will find every excuse not to do so. Thus, we understand that our entire reality, which we saw is a combination of circumstance, is a combination of indicators. Moreover, the most interesting thing is that if before we understood that somehow it turned out by itself, now I understand how to influence it, because our common sense and ordinary logic answer the question: how can we increase the numbers of visitors to the site if we know that it's now, for example, 1,783? And the answer is simple: enable contextual advertising and set up SEO optimization. We keep asking ourselves the question: and how can I make more calls out of the number of visitors? Work to make your site clearer, simpler, and more interesting. Have you created the landing page correctly? Do you have selling headlines or strong offer? Are you correctly demonstrating the main meanings of your company, the meanings of your product or service? Are you hitting your target audience? When we divide a problem into small cells, into local tasks, each of the tasks becomes solvable. We understand that if we achieve a local increase at each level at least 10% or 5% growth, then in the end we will get more than double the growth of our business, profit, revenue, and our happiness. Because with this profit and revenue, we'll buy all sorts of nice things, like Porsches and so on. When you start looking at the world like this, through the eyes of mathematics and statistics, you'll realize that any monetary goal, even if it's $1 million or $10 million, won't seem incredible anymore. Therefore, you should not be afraid of those goals. This is worth setting one specific one. Decompose it into indicators and do it with the help of your common sense. Moreover, Pixel will make it easier for you to solve this issue, where we have collected many aspects of business processes, such as find your business or analyze your current business, where you can uncover the meanings of your business, get them to the target audience as accurately as possible. Prototype of a landing page, where you can learn how to create selling landing page website by yourself. Selling headline, where you can learn how to write selling headlines or strong offer without copywriters.